May 6, 2019. As the credits rolled, I breathed a sigh of relief. Our video had finished rendering as we were still eating, just in time to showcase later that night. It was an incredible feeling, showcasing our hard work from the past few weeks, but I couldn't help but wonder what our next move would be. What would our senior video look like? And thus, I was determined to improve my video editing skills over the next few years. I was already thinking about the plot of our senior video as early as 2020. Initially, I wanted to do something related to time travel. One idea was having people travel back in time to relive moments or possibly prevent COVID from happening in the first place. The time travel ideas were kinda cool, but I wasn't entirely sold. I made sure to save music soundtracks whenever I encountered something that I liked for the senior video. In the summer of 2020, I actually tried to get started working on the credits. I was heavily inspired from Endgame's credits, so I asked my class to send me a full body shot picture as well as a fake version of their signature, which was met with a lot of suspicion, which was understandable in hindsight. I ended up scrapping the idea since I was already burnt out from spending a month creating the video intro. Nothing too much happened between then and the late summer of 2021. I released a junior year recap video that summer, but due to its length, I also burnt out. My focus switched to puzzles, as I met with Harmony, who inspired me to create one last puzzle hunt, which was story-driven. Then, I came up with the trilogy arc, a shared universe between my puzzle hunt, the senior gift for the class of 2021, and our senior video. The story arc is connected by the concept of memories, and Ale, a fictional artificial intelligence startup. All three titles contain the word memory in some way. Finding Freedom, Melody of Memories, The Final Field Trip, a trip down memory lane, and AACF and the Multiverse of Memories. The first entry is my puzzle hunt, which follows an Inception-esque plot. The main character wakes up on an island with no memory of who they are. The main character eventually breaks out from the first layer into a laboratory setting, but they later realize this is not the true reality either. It turns out that it was a simulation within a simulation the entire time. They realize that they are actually an artificial intelligence learner, which is what ALE stands for. The implication is that the AI learned to establish contact with the real world by creating the puzzle interface website and tells the player to go to the physical location on campus for the final puzzle answer. The second entry is our senior gift for the AACF class of 2021. It was edited to stylistically be like an anime. During the video, there is a reference to Ale as D-Dang mentions that he was working for a startup Ale. In the post-credits scene, it is revealed that D-Dang in the real world is watching the senior gift video. He opens a document revealing that the senior gift was really just a second phase of the Ale project, in which an AI-generated storybook is created using memories and publicly available information. The post-credits scene directly leads into the third and final entry, which is our senior video. D-Dang realizes that the third phase of the Ale project is an immersive dream experience, but it requires some hardware which is this time hidden on Berkeley campus. Ryan ends up looking for this hardware when he runs into other AACF freshmen, Brian, Brandon, and Katie. All four main characters end up in their own dream sequences, which are all interrupted by a mysterious figure in black. They realize that the figure in black represents their worries of the future, and to move forward, they must let go of their attachment to the past. It is implied that the representations of other people in the main character's dream sequences are artificial intelligence representations of them, emulating how they act. The opening sequence is, of course, the latest version of the AACF 22 Studios intro. The music was specifically chosen to show that although being funny was one of the goals, the primary objective was to convey emotion and tell a story. The intro sequence ends with the colors fading to black, as the blue 22 remains, similar to the MCU 10th year anniversary logo. The intro sequence picks up at the post-credits scene of the senior gift video. The character intros are from Super Smash Bros. Brawl, which references our freshman video which used that. So funny thing about this scene, I've been told that Ryan forgets his keys all the time. I didn't know about this at the time of writing. It was just coincidental. For this scene, this is actually automated dialogue replacement, or ADR, in post. This video is from the previous line, but Christiana was too eager to gasp, so she forgot that she had an actual line. And some were pretty accurate. The latest iteration of the same project. I liked the way that David perfectly focused on Christiana for the gasp, so I just edited it so that the words would roughly line up with my mouth. Once again, we have the Smash character intros. You may have noticed that there are exactly 5 character intros. D-Dang, Ryan, Brandon, Brian, and Katie. This is because these are the only real people shown on screen. All the other characters are merely representations in the main character's dream sequences. For this part, they were actually going to meet up at Crossroads until I found out from Hannah that one of their hangouts was actually making ramen at Katie's place. So I changed that in the script the night before we filmed it. And this is actually a cameo, referencing my puzzle protege David Ha. This cube was from one of his puzzles, which I decided to use for the hardware. This was pretty fun to record. I installed a program to change the perspective of a League replay and filmed this myself. A lot of people complimented David's Nico, and even asked what reference footage I showed him. To answer that question, I basically showed him nothing. I showed him a picture of Nico and explained Nico's moveset, and David just kinda pulled this off. Some of these lines are actually taken from real life. There's been a few times when Ben actually forgot to change his skin. Brian has said that he has a blue skin but likes the default skin. And Brian has actually hit his computer too hard, making it restart. Now this was a fun edit. To pull this off, I filmed David running twice using a tripod. Then I overlaid them on top of each other with 50% transparency to make it look like the Nico clone effect. This was another one of my favorite edits. Fun fact, I actually ran too fast and ended up falling here. It's always been a dream of mine to choreograph a fight scene, so I had a lot of fun filming and editing this. Everything was pretty explicitly written out beforehand to make sure that nobody got hurt. For the K-dramas part, Linda edited this, so I don't have a lot of commentary here. One of my favorite sections of this part was the Katie Haas scene, since the cuts were really clean here. And of course, David's scene with Harry Styles. The FSG scene was actually quite complicated to film. It took 3 hours and we had to film everything out of order to minimize costume changes. And for David's highs and lows, I thought it was pretty amusing since he wrote the script for the scene himself. Pretty self-aware. For the red eye edit, this was done by manually setting keyframes every 3 to 5 frames, since I didn't want to bother with automated motion tracking. This is another instance of ADR, as we filmed the scene hours before the infamous bear debate occurred. So I just had David re-record himself, and I edited this in post.
Genshin?
Fighting a bear?
The campaign video is a shot-for-shot recreation.
Hi, I'm BJ Leon, and I'm running for student council. Are you tired of having to sit on the ground every day at lunch?
No, not again.
Here you go, friend.
Oh, wow, thanks. Wait a second, are you that kid running for student council?
Yep, that's me, BJ Leon. And if you vote for me, I will raise money to get Miller some new benches. Remember, every day is a good day with BJ.
For the Frisbee scene, unfortunately, we had to do some recasting due to availability. And this is probably my favorite clip. This is a film technique called the dolly zoom, where you zoom out while walking forward to keep the subject size the same, but increase the field of view of the background. I actually learned about this in my CS 184 computer graphics class, and I knew this was the perfect moment to pull this off. The widening field of view of the background represents Brian's epiphany when he figures out what it all means. At the end, after Brian's monologue, Brian is seen walking up to the black figure. He unmasks him, with the body double being played by Joey. The purpose was to convey that Brian realizes that the black figure is himself, as sometimes we are our own black figure. There's also a bit of imagery with the black and white transitions. All the transitions before are black, and the space between each dream sequence is a cut to black. The finale transitions are white to represent their enlightenment of their situation. Of course, everyone being on the ground is also a reference to the freshman video. Everyone falls down, but only after realizing that they must embrace the unknown future, they're able to rise back up and continue on their way. And lastly, there's a clip of dusting away the intro logo. This video was always meant to be a final destination, so dusting it away is a form of me myself moving on from making AACF videos. In total, we invested 170 hours between the 7 of us, a little over the estimated budget of 150 hours. Here are some graphs of the screen time per person or per cast. Screen time was counted if the person was either visible on screen or sang a line.
Stop!
I'm taking cinematic.
Nice.
Oh.
There we go.
Guys, stop!
Here is our young delivery girl.
Oh my god!
We'll
My
stay
image
right
will
now.
be ruined.
You don't have an image to ruin. Oh goodness! Oh goodness!
Part of the latest.
Why?
That sounds pretty cool.
Wow.
TBT ad.
Oh my
you ready?
goodness! Whoa!
They're hanging, right?
Hi, Linda. I get to throw things at DJ today. This is the best day of my life. All the anger I have pent up over the past 8 months.
This is fun.
Oh, hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
And all right, these two are having a little bit too much fun on set. Moving on, we have the director, M. Tang, with the glasses.
Yes, yes.
What is OnlyFans?
No, just guess what it is.
I'm just not. I'm so sorry.
She just poked me in the.
Damn.
Light looks so whack on Christian's face right now.
You?
Yeah.
Stop talking Hawaiian. This is so unnatural. Oh, we have a teleprompter. That's like.
Wait, that's great.
What the? I feel like my facial reactions are restricted. Am I in frame? If you walk out of this room right now, Harry Sheen, I will not come back in your life. I hope you know that, Harry.
Oh, is this the...
You come
Have you?
Okay, 3, 2, 1, action.
Pee pee poo poo.
Last night,
One singular brain cell. Just
boba.
Frisbee being tossed in hand. Frisbee hits the ground.